Food inflation 2026. Why your grocery bill isn't coming down anytime soon. Are you feeling the pinch every time you check out at the grocery store? If you thought the price hikes of the last few years were over, here is the bad news. According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, food-at-home prices are projected to rise even more in 2026, with several categories increasing faster than overall inflation. Analysts estimate that a typical U.S. household could spend $800 to $1,200 more per year on groceries compared to pre-pandemic levels. Food inflation is no longer a temporary shock. It is becoming a structural condition. As we move into 2026, many consumers are still waiting for relief at the grocery store. But for several staple items, especially beef, the data suggests that relief is not coming anytime soon. Let's start with beef. Retail beef prices are expected to remain elevated throughout 2026. Some analysts warn that ground beef will reach $10 per pound. This is not driven solely by corporate pricing power or short-term disruptions. It is the result of a supply system operating under historic constraints. The U.S. cattle herd has fallen to its smallest size since the early 1950s, down more than 10% from its recent peak, according to USDA data. Years of drought across the plains, rising feed costs, and forced herd liquidation have sharply reduced supply. And unlike manufacturing, cattle production cannot be restarted on demand. A calf born today will not reach processing age for roughly 30 to 36 months. That biological reality means meaningful price relief is unlikely before late 2027, even under optimistic assumptions. There may be limited, targeted relief for ground beef. Imports from Brazil and Argentina could modestly increase supply, particularly for lower-grade cuts. However, imports currently represent only a small single-digit percentage of total U.S. beef consumption. Premium cuts, steaks, roasts, and higher-grade beef are expected to remain expensive for 2 to 4 more years. Compounding the issue is processing capacity. The scheduled closure of major meatpacking facilities, including a large Tyson Foods plant in Nebraska in early 2026, reduces competition. Even as live cattle prices fluctuate, fewer processing options will keep retail prices elevated. Beef is not the only pressure point. Coffee prices surged roughly 19 to 21% in late 2025, driven by drought conditions in Brazil and higher global shipping costs. Industry forecasts suggest elevated prices will persist through 2026. Egg prices remain volatile. The USDA projects additional increases following repeated outbreaks of avian influenza, which has culled tens of millions of laying hens over the past 2 years, constraining supply. Chocolate and sweets are also under pressure. Cocoa prices reached a 60-year high in early 2025, driven by crop failures in West Africa. As a result, confectionery prices are expected to continue rising into 2026. Even canned goods, long viewed as budget staples, are becoming more expensive. Late 2025 saw sharp price increases in canned tuna, soup, and vegetables, driven by shortages of tin mill steel and tariffs on imported packaging materials. Fresh produce is not immune. Fruits and vegetables imported from Mexico and Canada, including tomatoes, avocados, berries, and peppers, are expected to rise by approximately 4% in early 2026, following new trade tariffs and higher transportation costs. Forward-looking, several macro forces continue to reinforce food inflation. Recent tariffs now affect nearly half of all supermarket products, either directly or indirectly. Input costs for fertilizer, seed, fuel, and farm equipment remain elevated. Extreme weather events in 2024 and 2025 reduced citrus output and grain yields, tightening supply chains further. The government response has focused on mitigation, not reversal. A $12 billion farmer bridge payment announced in late 2025 may slow future increases, but it does not restore lost herds, rebuild processing capacity, or reverse weather damage. The takeaway is simple, but uncomfortable. Food prices in 2026 are not high because something went wrong last month. They are high because the system was stressed for years. And systems under long-term stress do not rebound quickly. The question is no longer whether prices will come down soon. The question is how households adapt when temporary inflation becomes permanent. What do you think? Are food prices the clearest signal that inflation is no longer transitory? Subscribe for more data-driven analysis on the forces shaping the road to 2030.